Welcome to Campground Conversations, an Ocean Lakes podcast. Join us as we dive into frequently asked questions, uncover hidden gems, and share exclusive behind-the-scenes stories of Ocean Lakes Family Campground. From all of us at your happy place in sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, thanks for tuning in.
Welcome to Campground Conversations. We are your hosts for today, Maddy and Kensley.
And today we're going to go through the unspoken rules that apply to pretty much anywhere you camp.
Yeah, these aren't just exclusive to Ocean Lakes.
These are the rules everyone should know, but nobody talks about.
Now, some of these rules will make you laugh, and some might make you say, yeah, I've definitely done that. And that's okay.
Yep.
We're still learning too. Let's jump right in
with number 1.
The first unspoken camping rule is leave no trace. Leave no trace is a principle
that's pretty self-explanatory.
And it encourages campers to leave nature exactly how they found it.
Yep.
You know, we all go camping to enjoy the outdoors, and we want to be able to enjoy them for many years to come, right?
Yep, definitely.
So just leaving it how you found it, planning ahead and being prepared and being respectful.
Yep, for the next person that may come after you to stay at the same spot.
Right.
Okay, number 2. This one's pretty easy too.
Don't cut through somebody else's campsite. I bet a lot of people right now are going, oops.
I've done that.
It's okay. We've all done it a time or two, but you do learn pretty quickly when you're camping that walking through their site is pretty much like walking through their living room.
And not just walking, but riding your golf cart, dragging all your stuff to the beach.
Right. Think about it at home. If there's a sidewalk to use and somebody's walking right through your yard, you might be thinking, what are you doing, buddy? Why not use the designated area to walk?
Yes.
The third unspoken rule we have
is pick up after your pets.
We love having our four-legged guests here.
Yes, we love seeing them all around the park.
Right. And probably the one complaint we hear of campers in the industry and even here at our campground is people not picking up after their pets.
And this is simply just, once again, being respectful of those around you. And if you are bringing your pet, it's just very important that you clean up after them and you watch after them just for others in general. All right, jumping into number 4. Now, I'm sure this applies to lots of campgrounds or state parks because having quiet hours is pretty much across the board. But number 4 is quiet hours are for being quiet.
And as simple as that may seem, think about the reason a lot of us go on vacation is to relax, get away from your job, the hustle and bustle of the world, whatever it may be. So whenever the quiet hours begin, usually it's later in the evening.
People are heading to bed or spending time with their family.
Right. You blasting your favorite genre of music may not be what they had in mind for their peaceful vacation.
It's also important to know the quiet hours of the place that you're staying at. So if you're unsure, just ask.
Right. And the 5th unspoken rule is keep an eye on your campfire. So this is one that could go really sideways.
Very quick.
That's right.
So it's always good to be safe and not only to watch the fire for safety reasons, but to also watch the smoke.
And another good point is that because at most campgrounds you're going to be relatively close to your neighbors, it is so important to look out for that campfire smoke, just to make sure it's not blowing onto your neighbor's campsite.
Yes, and a quick tip would be to check the wind and point the fire pit away from others. And if you can, use dry wood to reduce the smoke.
Yes, that's a great tip.
All right, going into number 6. Number 6 is leave shared spaces better than you found them.
Yeah, let's be honest, nobody likes a messy bathroom.
Or a picnic table that's covered in ketchup stains.
That's very true, and a little bit of cleanup can go a very long way.
It sure can.
So make sure y'all are wiping down your surfaces, picking up your trash, and ultimately leaving the shared spaces nice for the next camper.
Yes. This just makes it easier on the next person so that they don't have to deal with your mess.
Right. And in the same way that we are encouraged to respect our fellow campers, the 7th unspoken rule we have is respecting nature and the wildlife.
Yes, because after all, this is their home that you are most likely stepping onto to camp, whether it be a state park or a beach.
Right. And we know a lot of campgrounds have measures in place to help you respect the nature and the wildlife. For example, here at Ocean Lakes, we have the monofilament line receptacles where you can throw your fishing line away.
Yes, so if you're fishing, just be responsible about your waste,
Right.
along with what you're feeding the wildlife. Because, contrary to popular belief, not all wildlife can eat what humans do.
And a lot of human food is actually very dangerous for wildlife. So if you have any questions at all about the wildlife, we encourage you all to please ask a worker. And this is all just to keep the animals that are native to that area safe. And I know none of us want to do any harm, and we may have grown up giving waterfowl crackers and bread, but once you know better, you do better. So try to ask somebody. They'll definitely help you out. But as a good rule of thumb, just don't feed any of the wildlife.
Yes. Another way to make sure that you are being proactive is to lock up your food and trash, which means just don't leave it out on your site overnight or on the picnic tables where they would be able to get it.
Right. So just be very careful about that, because we are going camping to be in nature and enjoy the wildlife, but we want to make sure that we are also not harming them in the process.
Yes. So number 8 is just keep an eye on your kids.
Yes, we know from experience as a mega park that it can be very busy. There are a lot of campers. There's a lot of stuff going on. And we just want everybody to be safe.
Absolutely. We know you're all on vacation and want to have a good time. So being responsible is just making sure that your kids aren't disrupting someone else's vacation, just as you wouldn't want anybody else disrupting yours.
That's a great point, because everybody vacations to get away and to enjoy themselves. So like we've been saying, let's make sure we are being courteous to our fellow campers, and that also includes your children.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Number 9.
Make sure you are researching the campground you're going to. This is a good one.
Every campground is different, so it's crucial that you do your research just for the sake of your time there. You want to be in the know,
and you want to make sure that you are following the rules. So some are pet friendly, some are not. Some have very strict quiet hours. Some have more lenient.
Yep. Not even just rules, but you want to know about the place that you're staying at, about the amenities, or maybe while you're packing, you need to know if you need to bring certain things.
Right. So research the campground. Almost every campground in the world has a website you can look at, and that will ensure your stay goes more smoothly.
Yes, and it'll save headaches later.
We're going to move on to the unspoken rule number 10.
This one is to be wary of your lights.
Right. Being courteous to your other campers also includes turning out your lights at a reasonable hour.
Even if they're not super bright, just make sure that they are shining on your site and not your neighbor's.
Right. Going back to being respectful.
Yes, which is pretty much the theme of this episode.
That's right. And we have one last unspoken rule of camping.
Number 11. This one's pretty easy. Be friendly.
If anybody has been camping for a while, they've probably noticed that campers are one of the nicest groups of people in the world.
They are the best.
Yes, so make sure you're saying hi to your neighbors. If they look like they need help, it might be their first time camping. They might not know how to set up their sewer line. So just make sure you are being as kind as possible.
because after all, camping is about community.
And you'll never know if you need to borrow something from them tomorrow night. So we talked about a lot
Yes, we
this
did.
episode. It seems like the moral of the story, like you said, is be respectful.
And even if you aren't new to camping, this is just a good refresh for all of us.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is Campground Conversations with Kensley
And Maddy.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.